Hare Krishna. So Krishna has very wonderfully described with analogy about soul transmigration. Now the question is that when such complicated stuff is happening in this world, in front of our eyes, with ourselves from time immemorial, why is it that people in general are not able to make out and understand what's happening? The answer to this question comes here in shloka number 10. Utkramantam stitam vapi bhunjanam va gunanvitam vimodhananupashyanti pashyanti jnana chakshushaha. So here Krishna is saying, Vimudha, those foolish people, na anupashyanti, they cannot understand, they cannot see. What? Utkramantam stitam vapi, how a living entity quits the body and how they get a certain type of body to enjoy under the spell of the modes of nature, that is bhunjanam va gunanvitam. But is there anyone who can understand? Yes. Pashyanti jnana chakshushaha, but one whose eyes are trained in knowledge can see all this that is happening. So here it is said, in one line if I have to tell, the ones who don't have shastric knowledge can never understand what is happening around them. The ones who don't have jnana chakshu or shastra chakshu, they cannot understand what is happening around. So here it is said that without knowledge or jnana chakshu, one cannot understand how a living entity leaves his present body, nor what form of body he is going to take in the next life, nor even why he is living in a particular type of body. It's very difficult. When we don't have jnana chakshu, when we don't have shastric knowledge, when we don't read Bhagavad Gita, a person can never understand what is the purpose of life. They'll keep searching, watching so many different videos, the motivational talks, but he will never ever get to understand what is that purpose for which I've got this human form. Never. And he'll never be able to understand why I've been currently put in this particular situation. Why? Never. This question will never be answered because he does not know, or he is not in connection with the right source, that is Shastra or the Vedic scriptures. This requires a great amount of knowledge understood from Bhagavad Gita and similar literatures heard from a bona fide spiritual master. So we have to hear from a bona fide spiritual master about this glorious literature, Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam. So when we hear Krishna Katha from a pure devotee, what happens? We get proper knowledge. We'll get a different perspective altogether. Many people who read Bhagavad Gita, many of the Shloka Day students, they do say that after we have started reading Bhagavad Gita and chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, our perspective towards this entire world has changed completely. So how this magic happened? This magic has happened because of the power of Bhagavad Gita. Because it has to be there because these verses are directly emanating from the lotus mouth of Sri Krishna. It has to create magic in our life. And it is doing. For so many people it is doing. Here it is said, every living entity is quitting his body under certain circumstances. He is living under certain circumstances and enjoying under certain circumstances, under the spell of material nature. As a result, he is suffering different kinds of happiness and distress under the illusion of sense enjoyment. So how is the living entity working in this world? It's all controlled by the three modes of material nature. Mode of goodness, something is happening with the living entity. Mode of ignorance, something else is happening, which is completely opposite to mode of goodness. And in the mode of passion, something else is only happening with the living entity. Sometimes he is found that he is enjoying, sometimes he is found he is suffering. So in this way, a living entity, Karshati, is struggling like anything in this body with his mind, which is affected by the three modes of material nature. Persons who are everlastingly fooled by lust and desire lose all power to understand their change of body and their stay in a particular body. Persons who are too much attached to this body, the persons who are too much attached to enjoy in this world, having too many material desires, for them it's very difficult to understand about the spiritual subject matters. As Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, 2nd chapter, Bhogaishwarya prasaktanam taya aparita chetasam Vyavasaya atmika buddhi samadhav na vidhiyate. A person who is bhoga and aishwarya asakta, the one is attached to opulence and various desires in this world. Bhoga, enjoyment, and aishwarya, the opulence. Such a person cannot have one-pointed focus. And such a person can never understand the spiritual subject matters. He'll be fooled by lust. That is the word that Srila Prabhupada is using here. And here it is said, those who have developed spiritual knowledge, however, can see that spirit is different from the body and is changing its body and enjoying in different ways. A person in such knowledge can understand how the conditioned living entity is suffering in this material existence. Only after reading Bhagavad Gita, the person will understand his real situation. The first thing that he'll realize is, he is not the body, his spirit soul. Second thing that he'll realize is, I'm not independent. I am a part and parcel of Krishna. Third thing that he'll realize is that I am the servant and I'm supposed to serve Krishna. And with that mood, the final thing that he'll aspire for is, I want to go back to Krishna, to that spiritual abode, Goloka Vrindavan. So in this way, when we start reading Bhagavad Gita, all these things will start happening, start coming. The realizations will start manifesting automatically by the mercy of Krishna. So our endeavor is very, very important. But our endeavor is not all in all. Our endeavor is obviously very important. We have to read Bhagavad Gita, we have to chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, we have to do services being in the association of devotees. We have to do all these things and wait for the mercy of the Lord. And Lord will give us that knowledge within our heart, reveal the knowledge within our heart. So theoretically we might understand, but the same theory becomes a realization by the mercy of the Lord. And the services that we render selflessly, that attracts the mercy of the Lord. So in this way, a person who has got Jnana Chakshu or Shastra Chakshu, he can actually see things as they are, in their real state, and he can understand his real situation. Why is he suffering? He knows that very clearly. Here it is said, therefore, those who are highly developed in Krishna consciousness try their best to give this knowledge to the people in general, for their conditional life is very much troublesome. They should come out of it and be Krishna conscious and liberate themselves to transfer to the spiritual world. So it's a task that all of us have. Now we are at 15th chapter. It means we have understood the first 14 chapters which are there. It's a task given to all of us to share our realizations with others. We have to preach this message of Bhagavad Gita to others. There are many, many people who are blinded and who are in complete darkness and ignorance, who don't know at all what is the goal of life. What they understand about the goal of life is earn a lot of money and spend a lot of money. Entire life, this is what people are doing. And people feel this is normal. But then, when we read Shastra, we understand this is completely abnormal. Even this, animals are also doing. What is the difference between humans and animals then? So it's very important that all of us, we all are preachers of Bhagavad Gita. All the students of Bhagavad Gita are preachers of Bhagavad Gita. So we should try our best to educate people around us, our family members, our friends, our colleagues. Share these videos with them. Share Bhagavad Gita with them. Invite them for various sessions that you are attending. And help them to go to the next level of consciousness by which they'll be able to understand what is the purpose of life and live their life accordingly. This is a great task that all of us have. So in some or the other way, we should find some avenues for preaching and we should preach the message of Bhagavad Gita. Sometimes maybe actively and sometimes passively. But we have to do it. This is what is a task that is given to all of us. And you know what, when we preach, Lord Krishna will be very pleased because his mission is to get all the living entities back home, back to Godhead. So when we assist Krishna in his mission, Krishna will surely be very pleased. So let us all preach this message of Krishna consciousness with all our intelligence, all our innovation and all the capacity that we have. So now the question is that what is the result of those people who are having the knowledge of Shastra and the ones who are not having the knowledge of Shastra? So this Krishna is speaking in the next shloka. So let's see that in the next video. Hare Krishna.